When we homeschool, it is very easy to insulate ourselves. There are at least 3 reasons why it's really important to have other adults in your child's life, and not just in their life in a way where they know them, but in a way where those people have the opportunity to guide and encourage and instruct your child. The first thing I want to talk about is the fact that our children sometimes just learn better from other people. And sometimes it's not so much that they're going to learn better, but they're going to listen better to other people. Think back to when you yourself were a teen, particularly. How much eye rolling did you do at your own parents, right? But hopefully you had other adults. Maybe it was a teacher at school. Maybe it was a youth group leader or a youth pastor. Maybe it was a coach, somebody who was able to talk to you about things outside of that particular topic. So for example, maybe it was a sports coach, but you had the kind of relationship with them where they could talk to you about not just the sport that you were in, but about life stuff. Someone that you went to when you were struggling with things that you were more willing to listen to than to your actual parents. Now, sometimes this is just because it is literally not your parents. One of the things we talk about a lot on this channel is relationship with our kids. And if that relationship is not healthy, or if that relationship is just going through a period that's a little more rocky, then it's good for your kids to have trustworthy adults that they can go talk to when they don't feel like they can or that they want to come and talk to you. And other times, it's just that we don't speak the same language that our kids do, but there's another adult that does. In this particular situation that happened with me this past week, there's an adult in my children's lives. They love her. I love her. She's one of my good friends. But my children are more willing to listen to her when she talks to them about social stuff, like the struggles they have with other kids and the difficulties of being a teen. She's younger than me by quite a bit, but she has kids that are the same age as my kids. And so she knows what they're going through because she's going through it with her own daughter. But she's young enough that she has still retained some of that youngness in a way that I just have not. And my girls really connect with her. And when she started talking with my daughter about some struggles that my daughter had been having and telling about her own childhood, it gave my daughter not just somebody else to listen to, but a different perspective and somebody who was speaking in a way that my daughter connected with. And she was able to say things that I have said, but just in a different way. Another reason why it's so important to have other adults in your children's lives is that it can give us a different perspective. Sometimes we're struggling with our own parenting, right? And it's kind of a can't see the forest for the trees kind of a situation. We're so deep in an issue with our kids that we kind of lose perspective. And another parent who is in our children's lives in a way that they can maybe see the things that we're concerned about is able to come and say, okay, I know that you're concerned about this, but let me tell you why I don't think you have to be as concerned as you are. Or maybe they'll come alongside and say, you know what, I think you're on the right path. I think this is something that needs to be dealt with. Good for you for going after it. And sometimes those parents are able to give us encouragement that we just need to hear. And when they can see what we're doing and what our child is doing as an outside observer, they're able to say, Mama, you are doing a great job. And that was something else that this mom was able to do for me. After we had this conversation with her, I had texted her later in the day and just thanked her so much for being a part of our lives and for loving my kids so much. And she wrote me back and she said, Mama, you're doing a great job. Huh, how many of us just need to hear somebody from outside our family say, you're doing well. You're doing the right things. You're doing what you need to do. I know it's hard. Keep it up. Sometimes we just need someone to speak that encouragement into our life, just to get that shot in the arm from someone who unabashedly said, I see what you're doing and you're doing great. That was such a boost to me. And it was great to hear from her too, that things that I had thought maybe I was seeing in my kid, she's like, I think what you're seeing is actually this. I don't think it's what you think it is. Now, sometimes they're not going to be right. I mean, she could have said that and I could have said, I see what you're saying, but here's why I think I am seeing this correctly. These people are not necessarily always going to be right, but it's always good to get a second opinion, right? It's great to get that outside perspective from somebody to confirm what we see or to give us reasons to pause and think about things in a different way. And the third reason why we need to have other adults in our kids' lives is because we need someone to share the load. We cannot do everything. As tempting as it might be to try to be super mom who does all the things all the time, you're going to kill yourself. You're going to get burnt out so fast. And the truth is, you can't. You can't give your kids everything. If you have a child who loves a particular thing that you just don't love yourself, to find other parents, other adults who do love that thing and can geek out with your kid on them and can guide them and to help them figure out how they can hone those skills or how they can learn more or different careers that they could do in that area, things that you could do if you took time off from the other things you have to do to go do the research and go do the learning and figure out how to do it. Now, we can, of course, come alongside our kids and help them learn those things. For sure. And you don't necessarily need other adults in, their physical space helping them do that. Maybe it's an online course. Maybe it's a recorded course. Yes, your kids can learn everything that they need to learn through those different mediums with you guiding them and maybe coming alongside them and helping them learn. But sometimes there are things that a live instructor is going to bring to a topic that a recorded video just can't, that textbooks just can't. And to give your children the gift of having that interaction with that person who just thinks this is like the coolest thing ever and gets your kids so excited about it, what an incredible opportunity for them. Our kids benefit when we bring other people into their lives who have different strengths from us, who have different skills and abilities from us, and who we are willing to share that load with so that our kids are getting the best from everybody. And that allows you to do the same thing for somebody else. You may be that adult in some other child's life, the one that helps them absolutely love science or math or sewing or whatever, some kind of thing that you're great at that their parent, not so much. To be able to be that kind of adult in another child's life is tremendously rewarding and beneficial for you because it gives you something outside of this bubble that we tend to kind of hyper focus on with our own family and our own stuff. God has gifted each of us in so many different ways. And to keep that gift just hidden away for your family robs other people of the benefit that they could have from interacting with you. We've all heard the phrase, it takes a village. And the truth is, God did not design us to do life on our own. The same reason why it is important for adults to have friends and to have other people that they are interacting with, it's the same reason why we're not supposed to raise our kids alone. It is so much easier and so much more enjoyable to have other families around you that you work with. It does not mean that you have to go and join or start a co-op. It does not mean that you have to be spending every single day with different people. It just means that you have to have other influences, other people that your kids can go to, can talk to, that you can go to and talk to, who are going to encourage you, who are going to help lighten the load, because that is how God designed us to work. He designed the family to be the core, but then he designed communities to give support to that core. So by finding other families that think maybe in a similar way that you do, who have the same similar beliefs, that you feel comfortable allowing those adults to spend time with your kids and to speak into your kids' lives, that is going to give so much life to your homeschool and to you to be able to have those people that you can interact with. Give a shout out down in the comments to somebody who has been that person in your life. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I will talk to you again soon. Take care. Bye.